Welcome back, Technocrats. It's time for Computer Alley. We had something very important to talk about. The Americans and the NSA and their surveillance program has jumped out of the proverbial frying pan and into the fire. And really and truly, they are now feeling the heat. PRISM. That's what we've been talking about. What is PRISM? PRISM is alleged to have been a clandestine surveillance program started under George Bush in 2001 and continued under the Obama administration. What it does, it is supposed to collect real-time data across emails, electronic media, and communication. So that's cell phone calls, emails, Facebook, Twitter. That brings us to what should be concerning you guys. The agencies or the entities that have been assisting and turning over these data are the ones that you love so very much. We have Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, Facebook, Skype, AOL, and Apple. All of this information is being collected. And this is where it gets interesting. Because a lot of persons wouldn't realize, but how many of you out there have gone to, for example, say the American Embassy, time and time again, and you're being told that your visa is denied. And for the life of you, you can never figure out why you're not getting a visa. It could be as simple as when you were on Facebook, you friended somebody who is 2 steps away from somebody who might be a person of interest to the US, right? Or it could be something as simple as you made a statement on a phone call which was followed by keywords that is being monitored for. So you could have said, you know, speaking Jamaican colloquial terms, say, I am going to the States to blow it up. Now, blow up and the US in the same thing is going to raise a red flag. What is PRISM collecting? Pretty much everything you do on the internet, which would include and by far would encompass most of the things like email, chat, videos, photos, file transfers, login activity, and social media profiles. How are they able to monitor all of these activities and collect all of these data, or why? Simple. The US is a central point for all internet communication around the world. All the traffic, and if you can look at the bands, you realize that the bands focus, they all actually point to the US and then to other places. So the larger the bands be, the more traffic, and all of it is centralized around the US. So all the traffic from the Caribbean, Latin America, from Africa, Asia, Pacific goes to the US, and then there's a big pipe between the Europe and the US. Now, think about it. They have been collecting all of this information, and documents have been provided which suggests that this was being done from as early as 2009. So all along when the US was saying, oh, we have been hacked, or China is hacking us, all of these things, they were quite possibly doing the same thing. So whatever target, whoever or whatever country is the target of this monitoring or surveillance, they would have access to it at some point. How long has this been going on? When and who has been providing all this information, and how long have they been doing it? We are looking at from far back as 2009. It is alleged that Microsoft has been providing this kind of information. I mean, pretty much more than 3/4 of the world use Microsoft. YouTube was on in 2010, AOL 2011, Apple came in 2012, we had Skype in 2011, and Google from 2009, Facebook 2009. So you realize that this has been going on over a period of time. How does that really affect us? Because we're here in Jamaica. First question is, how do you enter a negotiation if the other party knows exactly what you're coming to the table with? It's not a negotiation. A negotiation usually means that we come, I bluff, you bluff, we try to come to a common ground. If I already know that you don't have any ammunition to go anywhere, then it's really not really a negotiation. It is me saying, this is my point. When you're ready to meet me here, then you come here. For all we know, every negotiation that our government has gone into has not been a real negotiation, because the other party quite possibly already knew everything there is to know. So when we say we're going to negotiate with the IMF, quite possibly it was never a negotiation. Because quite possibly it could be that the IMF already knew. And again, I am not saying that this is the case. I am just saying that if somebody somewhere is secretly listening to everything that we say, then we have to now operate under the assumption that none of the data that we assume is private is actually private. but is out there somewhere being read by or seen by someone. No? So that is from a government standpoint. From a personal standpoint, it could be as simple as, okay, you're a married person, you might take a nude picture sent to your husband, or you take a nude picture sent to your wife. Maybe you're young, you send it to them for whatever reason. That is your business, you're married, you're private. It's your private life. And you do this maybe when you're 20. Say when you're 35, 40, you become, say, a diplomat for Jamaica, representing Jamaica to the rest of the world. And you and the government might take a stand on a particular point or have a particular point of view that is not in the interest of some other nation. And somehow, all of a sudden, there are these pictures of you nude from when you were 20 years old that all of a sudden just pop up and surface. Because why? Somebody somewhere was monitoring, recording, storing all of this information unknown to you. So those are just two scenarios. So now you tell me if you think that this does not affect us. All the information, as far as I am concerned, that we think has been private has not. Because it is somewhere, quite possibly, where if it has not been seen, it has quite possibly been archived for somebody to view, monitor, check, reference, or go through at a later date. We don't know who, when, where, why, how. From this point on, my question to the government would be, what is it you're going to do now to ensure the sovereignty of our country? Because it is quite plausible that they might have information regarding our state of affairs, which they shouldn't have. How do you now protect, or what are the steps you plan to implement to mitigate these circumstances or to protect future communications? Personally, I can help you with a 10-point plan. So you can call us. We have a solution down by GoMix. So just jump on the phone, you know how to find us, call us. So that is the gamut of where the PRISM fiasco is at now. So take it to Twitter, take it to Facebook. The question we're asking is, what do you think should be the fate of Edward Snowden, the gentleman who alleged, and let me use the word alleged, released all of these documents detailing the operations that were being conducted. He's actually currently stuck in Russia in a transit zone where it is said that he actually cannot really move now because his passport has been cancelled. So please take it to Facebook, take it to Twitter. We would very much like to hear from you.